Okay, we are at 37 Potter Street in Bellevue. I've got the push rod of the camera all the way to the city main. We've currently have a little bit of flow because we were running a shower on the second floor. The building sewer leaves where we televised is a floor flange in the lower basement. It goes out to the east of towards the driveway. There is a Y in it, which picks up a separate building sewer for the shower and the bathroom upstairs. So what we're going to do is pull back at this time and see if we can get good visual of the whole sewer.
That's vertical right now.
Horizontal. It's got some vertical drop to it.
Oh, okay, so you pulled it out from the city main already.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So here's, I do have the mic on, so.
There's this, okay.
We're coming into it on roughly a 45.
Okay, that's about 45, okay.
There's
And this is Orangeburg here?
No, this is clay.
Just clay pipe?
A little bit of hard water deposits on that bottom, but that's nothing. There's great pitch here at this point. This is a 6-inch clay line. Looks like there might be a minor crack there. You see that?
Yes.
So now this is where your vertical drop, where we go from horizontal to vertical, because you see how that water's just hitting that.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So now as I pull back, this, if anything, is one of the most critical areas to be lined, because this is deep. And this is dropping in on the city main. If you ever had to dig here, this would cost you a fortune. But this is where you go from horizontal right here to the vertical drop.
Okay.
So now we're about 90 feet from this spot. A little bit of more offsets right here. So there's definitely quite a bit of drop getting to the city main. We can pull the manhole to check depth. But we are in clay.
Okay, 6-inch there?
Mm-hmm. And every 3 foot is a joint.
Okay.
Or should I say connection? Joint wouldn't be
Politically correct anymore. Are we still in clay here?
Still in clay. See the joint right
There's
there?
the joint there. Got it.
There is a little bit of an offset here. So now there's another joint right there.
Mm-hmm. But the pipe is fairly intact thus far, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any Orangeburg yet?
That's a good question. What I don't like right here is we've got
Puddles.
a puddle. Yeah, we call it a belly. So you see the pipe that I'm in is actually almost going uphill to this pipe, because you can see this spot right here.
Right.
And then as I come back, we're holding water.
Right.
That's why I said coming back is usually my best.
Oh yeah, the video is much better.
Mm-hmm. So now,
we've got a couple inches of water there for sure.
as I come back, there's more, because there's another joint.
Yeah.
And now the camera head is underwater.
Underwater, so we have at least 4 inches of water there.
No, let me.
3.
When you look at my camera head,
Yeah.
that's about a ½ inch
Okay.
of water right there.
So how deep do you think it is right there?
Maybe a ½ inch or so.
Oh, okay. So it's not real deep.
Not real deep.
Okay, good.
As I start to come back, I'm going a little bit uphill. Now it's over the camera, so it's a couple inches deep.
Yeah, that was the part I was looking at for a
Yeah.
couple inches or so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the negative here is we can't tell where that clay how far, what kind of pipe we're in currently.
Well, what is the distance? It's about 70 feet at that. We're 65 right now. And where it started was maybe 70 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, a little more than that. Okay, so yeah, it's starting at just over 70 feet. That's a half inch or so of water there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's at 73 feet. And it's recording audio right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we get to 68 feet, and we're completely submerged. Oh, got a little bit out there. So let's
see if we can make some of that go down.
go back at 73. What the heck was that? Oh, that's sludge there. What is that?
That is a piece of, it looks like
Calcium or something?
like a piece of grease, maybe.
That's nice.
Try to see if I can lower that water level just a little.
We're at 60 feet. It's still submerged. There we go. Now we're out again at 57 feet.
Mm-hmm. We don't have anything running, right?
Correct.
So it appears that we're still in clay. Maybe not. It's hard to say. I don't know if we went from clay to Orangeburg. See how that fitting looks oval?
Yes.
That Orangeburg has a tendency to do that.
Okay.
Clay does not. So if we go back and look at a clay joint, you'll see when we get about 75 feet.
Okay, and there's a joint there, and that
See how this is all
looks
round?
very round.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
round.
that's a good view right there.
There's a separation here, but everything's round,
Mm-hmm.
right? So as we come back, there's a joint, nice and round.
Yeah. And that's at 73 feet roughly.
So somewhere, I think it could be right in here, but we might be back into, this is where we might be in the Orangeburg.
Why would they go Orangeburg to clay?
That's pretty common in Yipsy.
They would start with Orangeburg and then move to clay?
The clay, it's actually just the opposite. They started with clay. They put the city main in, brought it to the property line, and
Yep.
stopped. They knew
Oh, okay.
where all the lots were. The houses might not have been here, so they put the Y in, brought it to the property line, and then when the house was built, they brought Orangeburg.
Oh, and that would make sense because you're at about 60-something feet there.
Mm-hmm.
And
That would put us near the right of way.
yeah,
And then you see here, look at there.
it looks oval there, right?
There's your Orangeburg.
Okay.
because see how that's oval?
Now, thus far, do you see any problem with lining it?
This pipe that the camera's in is lineable, but the question in my mind, which was running through my mind right now, is how am I going to line it? How am I going to get my liner in there? I got a 3-inch line here, right? And I got to put 6-inch liner in there. So
Yeah, because the Orangeburg, what do you think that is, 4-inch? Or is it still 6?
I think it's 4-inch.
So how do you go from a 4 to a 6?
So look at, let's just use this, I'll answer your question in 1 minute. Here's a 48-inch or 48-foot mark, right? This pipe looks like it's in relatively good shape. As I come back, okay. The camera's not 100% accurate, but there's another joint. See up here around 11 o'clock?
Got it.
So that, what I'm trying to explain is that's a longer piece of pipe. Does that make sense? It's a different material.
It's a different material.
Clay.
It's not 3 foot every time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so see, there's no joints here. I come back, and there's another joint.
So it's significantly long. What was the distance between joints?
It's about, today, like a typical PVC is 10 foot, but I don't know what Orangeburg was. I don't know if it was 9 or 7, but it's definitely, it's closer to about 9 or 10 feet.
Okay.
So
that would make sense there.
Because our last joint was at 48, and then it was at 39. So it's about every 9 feet or so.
So we had a thing right there at about 30.
And you can see how that's
Yeah.
ovaled.
Yeah.
It's in good shape though, because typically I could show you a lot of camera work from Orangeburg that's really blistered.
Well, that seems nice and round.
Yep.
So what happened there? That's at the 22-foot mark.
Well, there's different pressures on the ground. But
So it could still technically be Orangeburg, but not
right.
ovaled.
So here's some pretty solid infiltration at this joint, which should be able to be cleaned, right? So the question is this lineable? The answer is yes, it's lineable. But the next question is how are we going to get into it? So right now we're about 8 feet, which I want to say is maybe the center of the driveway. So somewhere in here I'm going to turn and come back to right here. See?
Yeah.
Here's my turn coming back.
Right.
So right here,
There's a turn right there. Right?
and if you look to 9 o'clock here, we're in a Y.
Oh, okay.
And
So
if
I
you go
flush
flush
the
that
toilet,
toilet,
let me do that right now and see if that'll.
well, you know what's going to happen.
What? It's gonna cover your.
You're going to see it go through, but you'll get some backwash, and you're not going to be able to tell. Why don't you holler up to her to flush it for you so you can see it.
Gotcha.
Tell her to give you 30 seconds and then flush it.
Hey, Katie, would you flush the toilet for me? The right hand button so it gets the maximum flow.
You're going to see flow, and then it's going to back up a little. See?
Oh, yeah.
See the flow?
Yes, sure. You
Right
had
now
it
it's-
right at the right area there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the Y is.
But
And then the backflow, as you said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay.
But it came from at 9 o'clock right over there. It just came from the left-hand side of the screen right out. Okay.
So now, the thing we have to consider, if we want a line, if we're going to eliminate this, but let me just do a little bit more diagnostic before I talk too much.
Yeah, okay.
So as
The lining, you can't do anything with a Y when you're doing the lining.
Well, you can.
You can?
It's a long story. I'll get into it. But see, I'm coming back through some fittings here.
Okay.
And here's some infiltration.
Oh yeah, look at that. Those are roots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big time roots.
Mm-hmm. So I'm real close. I'm getting close to the foundation wall.
Right.
So right here, I think I'm right. If I look here, this is see the difference in diameter. This is a 3-inch pipe inside of a 4-inch pipe. Here, this is 4-inch and this is 3-inch PVC.
Gotcha.
And see, we're in a 3-inch riser here, and we look down. Immediately goes to 4-inch.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yep.
So, I'm going to explain this because I got a guy who works for me that's an expert on this stuff. So right now, this is the camera's right underneath the foundation. I come back. This toilet was added and a floor break, and it's 3-inch. And there probably at one time might have been a 4-inch clean out here. You would think. So anyway, this is going to conclude the recording.